I don't care. Nobody cares. You seriously just made me waste my time.
Why don't we go?
Are you really are we really gonna force them? Like, we're talking about interesting stuff, and Jake's just like, I'm gonna do the same level over and over again.
Alright, fine. I'll go on with the story. Just for you.
You have to go on, just do different levels.
I have an idea. Item World.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. Just keep the variety. Make this as interesting as what me and Dan are talking about. As
so
much
play
as
a good
possible.
Star Trek game. Yeah,
Star Trek Trexils. Oh, that was so bad. Don't buy it. Do not go to iOS store, iTunes, whatever it's called. It's just going to steal all your money.
App Store.
3, 4. No. Okay, we can go here. You do this.
So what about the christening entity did you want to know about, Jake?
Just like, did they ever figure out exactly what it was or why it was doing what it was doing?
Because that's what it does. It eats.
Yeah, it's. And then the crazy lady tried to kill it. And I think didn't she eventually kill it?
I think they shot it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go back. I don't remember getting to that one. It was kind of like the interesting thing about the episode wasn't the entity itself. It was what they wanted to do with it. Picard didn't want to kill it. She did. And he's like, well, it has just as much right to exist as we do. I mean, we eat stuff, right?
Yeah.
Although I guess since they have replicators, they kind of just replicate whatever they need.
They
don't kill animals anymore.
That's what the replicator is?
Yeah, it reuses human waste to make some new food.
You.
It's just all molecules, man.
I know, it's the same molecule, Jake.
Oh, fine.
You eat
put it
poop
like
molecules all the time. It's not in the same composition as a poop molecule, but
pretty close.
Yeah.
Damn them.
I know, Jake's like, what? That's right, Jake, we're all carbon-based molecules.
You're all carbon-based molecules?
Yes, we are. That's what I just said.
There's a big text, like a spec book for the Enterprise, for the Next Generation Enterprise. I can't remember its exact designation. I think it's B. But it's so interesting. Like it goes through like how all the replicators work and how the nacelles work, and it's just
there's so much science behind it. The exact opposite of Star Wars.
You mean Star Wars is all magical and
literally the Force is magic.
What's it called? Science fiction? No, there's science fiction and science fantasy. Star Wars is fantasy.
Yeah.
Star Trek is fiction. And I always tell people, like, Star Trek has been far more influential in our world than...
Yeah. Look at mobile phones. And
I know, like, all those things. Like, you hear about people who go and invent that, and people who are, like, in NASA. It's like, I was inspired by Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I'm like... What does Star Wars inspire people to do? I think lightsaber.
So I take it you're a Trekkie in Star Wars.
The stories are way more interesting in Star Trek than they are in Star Wars.
Personally, I think I'm more of a Doctor Who fan.
I'm sure you are. You want some of that sweet Doctor's love.
I want some David Tennant's sweet.
But like, okay, I didn't grow up with Star Wars, so when I was an adult, not really adult, but according to the movie theater, I was an adult. Let's say that. I was a teenager. And so I saw it and I'm like, it's good, but it's not like, oh, the best movie ever. Because the storyline is very basic, you know? It's like, oh, evil empire.
I considered them both awesome as a kid. Like, not the prequels necessarily, because they weren't out at the time, but I used to collect, like, Star Wars figures. And so I had a bunch of Star Wars figures. I had like a phaser from the Next Generation Star Trek, but I watched tons of Star Trek.
The Next Generation phaser?
Yeah.
You poor thing.
I still got it.
I hate the look of the phasers on
Really?
that.
The Next Generation?
Because you have to use your, like, no, but I mean in the show, when you look, like, it...
You can't see your head.
Like, when you point the phaser at someone, you have to use it like this, you know, like your wrist, like you're holding a remote. Mm-hmm. But in the first Star Trek, the original series, it's a gun, which makes way more sense if you're gonna shoot something.
But then there's Picard's phaser, the little, what do I call it, the car starter. It's a little tiny thing.
I'm just saying, I don't know why they switched it when, we're used to this line of sight. Here, you have to angle your wrist oddly.
Wasn't Gene Roddenberry going for more of a...
Sorry, I just thought, fuck you, Rick Berman.
Wasn't he going for more of like a utopian society that wasn't going straight for violence? So why not? It makes sense for them to change it from the look of a gun to more of a tool. I mean, like, it's...
A death tool.
A death
tool.
They're trying to get away from their violent past as humans, so why not change
Death tool.
it? A death tool.
It's not. Don't worry, we're not here to harm you. This thing can just kill you instantly. But it's not in the shape of a gun. Oh, thank God. Trust these white men. Trust them.
I'm still shocked that the wrist-mounted flashlights didn't really catch on more, because I'm like, that's a great idea. Just have the flashlight mounted on your wrist.
You know what's a better idea? Night vision. It's so weird. Like, you go play, like, Doom 3, which is dark as shit, and you're like, hey, why am I using the flashlight in the future? We use night vision goggles now.
Ducktales, that's why.
No, not duct tape. Not Ducktales.
Dude.
Even in Aliens, Sigourney Weaver freaking duct tapes a light to her gun. It's like...
See, that I can understand, because she is not in the military, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about the first Alien, right?
Alien. Number 2, she tapes a light to her gun. I just watched number 2 last night.
But she still wasn't in the military, so they wouldn't give her night vision. She wasn't even supposed to have a gun.
Yeah, she
just
picked
picked
a bunch
it up.
of Marines.
See, no, that made sense. She was unequipped because she was the advisor. She wasn't, like, a military person.
Yeah.
So naturally, she wouldn't have it. The other guy should have.
Why don't they sell... Oh,
I'm going to rewatch 1 tonight, and then I'm going to, like, every Friday with my mom, I'm just going to keep watching the Aliens.
I really like... I know this is odd. I know everyone hates the third one.
That's next
week. But, like, honestly, I feel like the third one was like, oh, let's go back to the original. There's, like, one alien. They don't have that many weapons, and they're trying to do it. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So kind of like, it's like poetic. It rhymes. Like, you have one alien, then you have aliens, then you have Alien 3, and then you have Alien Resurrection with Josh Whedon, oddly enough. And so you had several aliens again, and more actiony. And they're kind of...
Alright, my favorite part of the Aliens is towards the end when the Queen rides up an elevator. Just picturing the Queen sitting in the elevator with music playing, just waiting, just tapping its claws as it comes up.
Game over, man.
Yeah,
game over.
So many quotes. I didn't realize so many quotes from StarCraft came from that movie.
A lot of Blizzard quotes come from those kind of movies.
Yeah.
That's what they grew up with.
That's what we should expect, isn't it? I mean, like...
Not really. I mean, how many
culture?
times do you see games, like, quote stuff? Like, even the cheat codes, greed is good. It's from Wall Street.
Yeah.
What's that name? Gordon Greco? Is that what the character's name? I forget what I've only seen it once, but that's where it's from.
I recommend... Okay, I actually watched your High School of Undead.
High School of the Dead?
High School of the Dead.
Out of all the things I told you should really watch Deep Space Nine. Jake's like, I like Star Trek. I don't think so. Oh, well, there's boobs in High School of the Dead. I'm on it!
Wait, you haven't seen Deep Space Nine?
Have you?
I've seen Deep Space Nine. I've seen
all
of the Star Treks except for like the newest one.
I love Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine is just not good.
Oh, how is it not? It is the best Star Trek thing in existence.
I disagree with that.
It is so good.
It's like, I like the exploring aspect. Going out there, finding new things. That's Star Trek. What they did, it seems really kind of like backwards thinking.
Well, they were dealing with backwards people.
Jake, just because there's a black person in command does not make them backwards thinkers.
Fuck you, Dad.
I just like Deep Space. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I think it's probably one.
I think it came at the right time because they had
Gene Roddenberry was dead, so he couldn't object to any of the stuff that they dealt with.
Yeah, the
excess war, the religious aspect.
Yeah, after Next Generation, I think Next Generation was, that idea had been done for 7 years, and it was time to try something else. And then Voyager was.
Did she ever go to jail? Shouldn't she be rotting in jail?
I liked Voyager.
I'm sure he did.
What was wrong with Voyager?
I'm sure you did.
It just wasn't as good as the others.
Well,
I
it was
think
better than Deep Space.
No.
Yeah, Deep Space, you just sat there the entire time while the main character becomes into a prophet of some sort.
Is he the main character? I didn't even know there was a main character for that one.
Speaking with deities and whatnot. It was far too religious for normal.
I liked it. I thought it was very conceptual. I shouldn't
Very
say conceptually
conceptually
because it has a
adventurous,
negative
yes.
connotation now. I thought it dealt with a lot of themes that Star Trek had not gone into before because Gene Roddenberry didn't want to go in that direction, so they wait for him to die.
Well, he's safely in the ground.
Alright, let's go.
Fuck you, Rick Berman.
See, I think like he had this very, I'm not saying, he had a utopian view, like, oh, we're not going to have any religion, and we're not going to have any war. I'm like, I don't think those things would go away just because you have replicators.
Yeah.
I can understand no money. I think, like, you hear about it now, we're talking about, like, robots being able to do what humans do, and I'm like, in a way, Karl Marx was kind of right in that once we have robots do stuff for us, what's going to be left? We're not going to have any work to do. We get tired, right? Robot, it only gets tired when it runs out of batteries or there's like a manufacturing defect. And then in which case you fix it and it gets back to work again. It doesn't need to rest. It doesn't need to pee. It doesn't need to poo.
Rest in peace, preacher. I'll miss you, buddy. Speaking of aliens.
So I'm like, what's going to happen to us when these robots rise up and take over the world?
I called him preacher instead of bishop. I'm so sad.
That's okay.
I
think that's a really interesting thing to think about.
They did the money thing in Deep Space Nine too.
Well, that's because they but typically you have credits when you go to like other planets, so you can spend money there, which makes sense. Oh, not really, because you see something cool. Hold up, let me replicate that real quick. But whatever. Well, you know, if you can replicate stuff, what do you need money for? Just give everyone a replicator.
Oh, wait, holograms.
Holograms, yep. They have realistic holograms.
But
Thanks, Next Generation.
I loved how Quark was charging for those. It's like, oh, that's kind of, yeah, you would charge for them on a space station.
No, I'm just like, I'm gonna go, hey, Jake, you know what the hologram? Yeah, you might want to clean it out a little bit. Isn't this thing supposed to be black on the inside? What the hell?
I thought you were talking about Cisco's son for a
Jose,
second.
can you get here clean this place? There's like a Mexican robot. Yes, sí, señor. Even in the future, the robots are Mexican. They clean robots.
Just picture him wearing a freaking
Sombrero.
are we really so racist?
I am.
with a mop in the
I would love to have a robot like that's adorable.
Making just I want a Consuela bot. Oh, she's one of my favorite characters. Love Consuela.
No. It's too dirty. No, I can't. What were we talking about anyway before I got on the Mexican road?
Star Trek and money.
Star Trek, money, Karl Marx being right. Oh, there goes my political hand.
Karl Marx
The
being
robots
Russian.
taking over. We're all gonna be useless eventually.
Oh, damn it.
Did you screw that one up?
A little bit.
We're all gonna be robots, Jake.
Yeah, tower swing.
Blah, 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 blah. Do. I attacked the red one! Damn it!
The only
I don't know why. I'm like, I'm not gonna question it because I'm sure Jake has a reason. And apparently I was right. you were.
Ah, damn it all to hell. Whatever, it's not gonna matter. We'll get to full, I think.
See, this is why you don't punch people, because I could have said
Oh,
something.
I didn't speed it up.
I swear I sped this up. Oh, whatever.
So why are you just getting the bonus chain? Like, because he's not on the space, so he's not going to get hurt.
But you get bonus, don't you?
Yeah, I get bonus from it all.
That's what Jake is going for. That's sweet bonus money.
Sweet bonus money and experience, and everybody has to be out for this to work. Well, at least,
Except for all your monsters that aren't out.
yeah, I know my monsters aren't out because they can't lift people.
Those monsters don't lift.
Please don't kill my guy. I don't need to lose one of my heavy hitters just to begin.
Why'd you put him on the bottom?
He's got the most defense. I don't think it makes a difference when you're doing this, though. Ooh. Oh, no. They don't need to be out. They need to be out at the end.
Yeah.
Oh. Nobody cares. Money. Who needs money?
You're gonna hurt him bad.
Why?
Oh, they don't do the.
Yeah.
You used to get injured. I thought when you had people on top.
All right, guys, just kind of.
Are you just gonna ignore that question, Jake?
What question?
Don't they get injured if they're on the bottom of a big dog pile?
They're not. They don't. Not anymore. at
Not
least.
anymore. They took that out.
Yes.
They realized that was a stupid thing to do.
Yes.
Why should we punish the hardest working person? We're not Democrats. Political humor.
What you will not get any more of, I swear.
Jake's gonna put a stop to that right now.
So George Bush.
Great president or greatest
Greatest
president? I can never figure this one out. Oh my god.
Wasn't he also a slave owner?
I think you're thinking of George Washington.
Oh! Wow, yeah, there is Alright, now it makes sense why you guys are laughing so hard.
Jake's like, I thought he was. What's so funny?
George Bush. Well known as owning slaves.
Oh, my bad.
At his Texas ranch.
You know what's weird? Rick Perry owns a ranch that's called Nigger Head Ranch.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's offensive. I'm like, that is the worst name ever. Who looks at the ranch like, Nigger Head? There's no even, there's like, it's not even a black head on the ranch.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's just like, what a dumb name.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, let's take this like let's go through the etymology of this word. Nigger, negro, black. Okay.
Okay.
Head. That's obvious. Okay. Black head. Okay.
Black Head Ranch? Are you like, is there a black head on the ranch? No. Are there black people on the ranch? No. Where is this name coming from?
You shouldn't think
Everyone was asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a... It's like, I got a better... Why were you named something like... What made you come up with this name? That's what I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
Barry. Why? Was there a black head on the ranch and you just removed it? You're like, that's offensive. And you just forgot to change it. You know, it's like... You know, the three branch of government's getting removed. You remember the first two, you forgot the third one. You know... He saw the black head, he removed the black head, he forgot to change the name, you know? We all forget to do stuff sometimes. He just forgot to change the name for a couple of years.
That made me so happy when I saw that. I'm like, oh, well, he's not going to be president.
the things that can ruin your chance to be president.
Owning a property called Niggerhead. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah,
them.
that's one of them.
Let's see if we can find some more. Dan, Bell, come on, I know you can think of
I thought we were
things.
supposed
I don't
to
think we
talk
can top Niggerhead right now. I don't think so.
Yeah.
We started too strong, I'm sorry. We should definitely work up to the Niggerhead.
I think we should let people know that if they want to be president, they probably shouldn't be associated with our channel.
Okay, all four of us. You, me, Dan, and John. None of us are going to be president. Oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
That's okay. I was never going to be president.
Oh, Phil, don't say that.
Why?
Can't be.
I can't be.
Oh, you're different country, right?
Jake's like, oh, come on, black people can be president too now. Gems from Jake.
Washington. Yeah, right.
George Washington, he owned slaves.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I want that to be cut out and posted immediately.
Immediately?
No. No,
Right now, it's like, this is going to come up in a future video, but it was too good to not post now.
George Bush, didn't he own slaves? You know, humor's the funniest when you go back and analyze it and talk through it more when you're on the same video. I'm sorry, listeners. I'm ruining the jokes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dan.